So here, let's create our future method. This is going to be our, to return a string, which will be our download URL. So this is the store file image to storage. So let's first of all take a string of our reference, and then let's pass in a file, which is this one. This will be our file. This method will be asynchronous. So let's import our file, which is this one, and then let's just move this a bit this side, and then here we're gonna say upload task. Upload task will be equals to our Firebase storage. Our Firebase storage on top dot ref, and then here we are going to go to the child of our reference, the one that we are referencing here, and then we are going to say put file. Then we are going to put our file, and then next we are going to say task snapshot. Task snapshot will be equals to we await our upload task. Then after here we will say now we will get our download URL. Let's get the download URL from the results. So this download URL will be equals to we await the task snapshot dot reference dot get download URL. So now we have our download URL. The only thing to do is to return it. So here we'll return our download URL. So from this method we are uploading the file, and then from the file that we upload in our storage we get the download URL. So that's it for this method. And then now let's create the method to upload to save our user to Firestore database. So let's say save user data to Firestore database. So let's go ahead and create this method. So we say void save user data to Firestore. This will be our method. Then let's give it some required arguments. Let's require a build context, should be our context, and then let's require our user model, class, the one that we just created, this one, our user model. Then let's also require our file. We need that file image, which is, let's minimize this. Let's say file, this one, to be our file image. And then let's also require the onSuccess function. This will be a function, we'll call it as a onSuccess. Let's bring this down here. That's about it. And then let's add the async keyword here, we can move this back, or what we can do is Control O and then reformat our code. So we are here, then come down here. Let's bring back our application, our emulator. So here, the first thing that we want to do is let's first of all set the is loading to true. And then we notify the changes. Then of course let's wrap this into a try catch block. Say on Firebase exception catch E. Then here we know what is going on here. So first of all, we will set is loading to false, and then we notify the changes, and then here we are going to show our snack bar. Say E to string. That's about it in our error method. Then here the first thing to do is to upload this file image and get the download URI. So let's say upload image to storage. That is the first thing that we want to do. So for that, we know that we have already created a method to upload here. So let's go ahead and wait for that to finish. We say store image to storage, and then for the reference, what we can do here is let's create a reference. So let's create a string. So in this string, let's add the $sign and curly brackets. Then we can put here in our user images. Remember, we have created a constant here. Where is that? This constant, user images. Let's come back here. So we say constants dot user images. Then right after that, we can put a slash, then another $sign, and then we want to use our UID for it to be unique, which is what we are saving already. We are getting this UID. We want to put it here, or we need to say UID. This UID gets this UID, and then here we can put .jpg for an image, say JPG like that. And then for the file, we know that we are sending a file here, so let's put our file image. Then so since we are waiting for this method to happen, we can assign it to a string here, since it's returning a string. But what we're going to do is let's just assign it to a string. So let's get a string here, and then this string will be our download URL. Let's do this, download URL, or we can name it as image URL, image URL. And then once this is done, what we're going to do is to save now this to the user model. But for that, we need to go back on top here, and let's also get our user model. So we say user model, which will be nullable. You can say user model, and then we can also get a getter, which we're going to say user model, then get user model, which is going to return our user model. Let's add a now check there. So this one here is our user model, and then let's come back here. Where is our method? Here now we are going to assign our user model on top there with let's say user model, this one that is coming. We are going to assign it. We get user model.profile, this user model that is coming. We are going to assign that with our image URL, like that. So now in this user model, after we get the image URL, we are assigning that to that. And then also what we can do is we can also assign some of the things here. We can say user model the last seen. Let's assign this to the date time now, and then let's say microsecond since epochs to string. Let's also copy this and assign it to our, this will be our is online, where this is a boolean. Let's assign it to our date joined, and then we can also what else? We can also assign the UID, user model UID. We can assign this to our new the UID on top there. Or the UID, since we can get it from where we're coming from this method, this one we can just leave it out. So once we assign these things, the next down here we need to assign now our user model on top with the new user model, this user model. So after we assign the profile image with what we have got, the last thing with what we are giving it here, and then now we get the entire user model, we assign it to this user model. Okay. Then next, after we do that, we can now go ahead and save data to Firestore. So here, all we are going to do is to await Firebase Firestore .collection. We have a collection here of constants creating of users. This is our collection, these users that we've made here. Let's come back of users and then .document. The document, let's get our UID, and then here what we need to do is to save. So we say .set, then we're going to say user model to map. So let's just move these down. So after we set that, we say then after that has happened, we can call our on success function, and then just below that we stop loading, says loading is equals to false. Then after that we notify the changes like that. So this is our method to save the user to Firebase. Now all we have to do now is to come back to our user information screen. Let's implement that here.